Hi, I'm Christine Russo. I'm here with Rethink Retail and Mariano from VTEX. We're going to talk about all things. All right. Hi, Mariano.
Hi, pleasure to be
It's
here.
great to see you.
Great to see you.
As CEO of VTEX, you have the bird's eye view to see what's happening on the floor and also, of course, where VTEX fits into the landscape of technology. I want to jump right into AI. What are you seeing?
What I'm not seeing, NRF is the biggest show for retail in the world. It is expected to be here, the edge of technology, what the vendors are offering, what's the hype. In the first day, I miss it. I thought the AI would impact much more the vendors and the speakers than I am seeing. And I believe 1 year from now, we're going to see a completely different NRF. AI is missing, not the AI in terms of speech, but the results of the AI applications, the outcomes, how you use to save money, how you use to increase your revenue without paying for enormous acquisition costs. So the translation of the AI world for the executives, it's not there yet. I didn't see it. So this is what I'm missing. One thing that I could compare this year with the last year is that it's booming. It's more people, more qualified ones, more speakers, more sponsors. So, in the last 10 years, I follow NRF for many, many years. And the last 10 years was kind of a slowly drowning kind of a situation. And suddenly, 2 years ago, we started to come back. Last year was wow. And this year was saying, we are back. So I'm happy. I'm happy to see the industry looking for solutions. The CEOs are here, the CEOs from the vendors, from the retailers, the top management is back to the NRF floor. And this was not a reality 5 years ago. So every bad thing has a good thing as a learning. So I believe all the struggle on finance or cost of the money, inflation, all the bad news that retail had for the last 5 years, not 5, but 3 years, now is the good outcome of it popping up. People are pushing the red button, the emergency button, and people are coming to the floor, asking good questions and trying to move the organization into a new direction. So I'm pretty happy to see this.
As far as it relates to those very senior people being on the floor and maybe the AI message being a little ethereal still, how does that drive where VTEX fits in your messaging and how you want to cut through the noise?
E-commerce platform, when we started, there was probably 50 platforms in the world. As the years are evolving, maturity in the market is becoming a reality, and commoditization of the companies shortlist those to 6 or 7 vendors. So right now, if you go for an e-commerce platform, we are talking about 6 to 7 vendors. And probably will be 4 of us in 3-4 years. The market's consolidating. Who's going to be there? I believe Shopify is doing a decent job for SaaS, quick implementation. I believe Salesforce is a sales machine. But there is a world in between them. If you are a complex operations, omni-channel operation, and you need to do your own customizations, but you don't want to pay for the prices of holding your own customizations in a separate infrastructure. But also you need some countries that you need to go 15 days go live. At the end of the day, you need a solution between both. This is VTEX. We summarize this as a commerce for grownups. Colgate, Palmolive, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, Samsung, all of them trust VTEX. KitchenAid, we run them in multiple countries. And why they are with us? Because we allow them to customize when they need, but they don't need to manage the DevOps. It's all based in our development platform. But also when they need to go fast, they have a out-of-the-box comprehensive solution that connects them to the world. So for example, in terms of payment, VTEX is integrated, full connected, if one click to 173 payment connectors to the world. It's the only platform that allows you to have like a global deployment out of the box in payments. In terms of marketplace management, you don't need a third-party app to build a marketplace inside VTEX because VTEX offers. So the composability is pretty dangerous. Like composability brought freedom to the world of retail, but unlimited freedom is also dangerous. So when you give an IT department or a CIO a unlimited freedom, probably you're gonna end up burning a lot of cash and the CapEx will go to the roof, and that's not the moment for that. So you need to have an environment, an IT department that goes really, really fast without CapEx. So you need to have the freedom and you need to have a very lean operation on how to do mistakes fast. This is where we fit. Companies with complex operations, B2C and B2B, need for a solution that can be implemented in 3-4 months and allowing the business areas to innovate, to test, to learn. This is us.
So you're out of the box and you're all the categories. What's the biggest conduit, biggest pain point in terms of your metrics, in terms of, well, we really need to solve this. Oh, look, we get all these other things. Also, there is a lot of growth and talk of growth on marketplaces. Are you seeing that? Is it payments that people want to solve? Is it that there's an OMS built in? What's the main kind of conduit in?
My vision is that the retailers will follow the consumer needs. It's not the retailers are changing, it's that the consumer needs are changing. So 5 years ago in the US, we didn't talk about people choosing between Temu, Shein, or Target. It was only Target. It was Zara, was the streets. Now say, oh, we are competing with something that we didn't know. So the demand changed. In that demand for the middle class, mid-size, mid-price, the brand lost power. That's a reality. On the high end, brands win power. But in the mid-price, the brands are losing power. That means that who has more sourcing assortment will win the game. And I was looking the number of how many SKUs Shein put together a year, comparing to a very kind of amazing company like Zara, and it's just 100 times more. You cannot compete against that. So low price, fast delivery, hundreds of millions of assortment. This is a new category that emerged in the last 3-4 years. So this layer will struggle a little bit, and it is. Brands, street brands that do not innovate, do not surf the wave of being a global brand, it will face kind of a trouble. On the other hand, United States has a huge advantage because many of the global brands are owned by companies that's American companies, but they are not exploring the world in the way they should. So for example, we are in the US complaining that Temu and Shein is coming here, but we are not proud by taking Target to China. We're not proud that China might become a huge player in Taiwan or in Indonesia or in Brazil or in Mexico. H&M just opened in online operation in Mexico and they're booming. So there are many opportunities if you see the market as a global market. Brands should be global and should act as a global brand. That's the first thing that they're gonna emerge as a survival foundation. And to do so, they need to own the experience. They need to have the touch point with every single place that the brand is touched. I mean, if you are a KitchenAid or a Gap or any brand, you need to integrate with all location that hosts your inventory. So you can have your branded Fifth Avenue store, but also you have your discounted price locations. Maybe you do have some goods, some merchandising, the Romanian marketplace. That's awesome why you gonna sell here by to TJ Maxx by 90% discount if you can sell in a marketplace by 50? So these kind of a global tooling, the American companies are not using at all, but the Asian companies are like all in on that. So, and this is a competitive advantage that we providers need to cut out the American retailers and say, come on, get ready. Though the trade war is not going to be declared by the government. The trade war already being declared by the private companies, and it's out there. So let's shake up, move, and act. And these I'm missing. I'm missing that the American retailers are still planning and still waiting. The time is over. The call to action is immediate. And I believe we are very, very close to the kind of end game if and for the companies that doesn't move. So
What I see and hear is that VTEX is a means and methods to do it not easily, but easier and more quickly. And it's provides simplified ways to be bigger.
yeah, financially, meaning, for example, our competitors, they provide platforms and the payment, you need to pay 2.5, 2.7, sometimes 2.8%. This is unbearable. Retailers should pay 1.7, 1.8. So if the providers don't raise their hands and say, look, you're paying too much, let's simplify here, the retailers will not survive. So it is our responsibility to act in behalf of our customers. So there is a quote that we use a lot in VTEX, that we put ourselves at risk for the success of our customers. That means it's not a choice for a CMO to decide if they're going to become a marketplace or not. If their clients are looking for a complementary product in their own website, you should deliver it. Because if you don't, you're bouncing back customers from your brand. So the clients of VTEX can count on a very opinionated company. We are in the world to serve enterprise brands and retailers. And for that, we need to be crystal clear what they need to do. So VTEX is pretty opinionated in why to bet in WhatsApp as the conversational platform for the United States. Why it's already 60 million people in the United States using WhatsApp. And the cost of acquisition in the organic channels are a fraction of what you do have in TikTok, Google, Meta. So the retailers need to reinvent the channels. For example, a lot of brick and mortar retailers with hundreds of thousands of vendors, of salespeople, they don't use the salespeople in the physical stores to increase conversion on the online stores. That's the concierge commerce. So why not to bring an army of salespeople to just help your customers that are willing for a concierge service? So to leverage assets where they are, not by the channel definition of, the salespeople in the store answers to the in-store operation, brick and mortar operation, they cannot touch to the online operation. That's too old. There's no time for that. So I believe a reinvention of the org chart of the retailers are necessary. And I drive my company to tell these to our customers. So let's see.
I agree with you. It's very siloed, and yes, it's modeled after a different type of business. We're not there in the org chart. Well, I want to thank you.
Thank you so much.